Hi, everybody. Today we're going to talk about one of the 11 criteria of processed food addiction. Listen to these quotes. I start promising myself I could only have 3 cookies, but before I knew it, I had eaten the whole bag. Or, I always feel like I have to have more, no matter what I've promised myself. Does this sound like something you might say? Unintended use is the first criterion for processed food addiction, according to Dr. Joan Iflin. She's a food addiction specialist and the author of the textbook Processed Food Addiction. Unintended use means that processed food is often taken in larger amounts or over a longer period of time than was intended. This criterion is reported in studies as the tendency to regain lost weight, presumably in a pattern of unintended overeating. I can relate to this, especially when it comes to salty snacks like chips and cheesies. They were my downfall since I was a teenager. In our house, Mom seldom bought snack foods, only when they were hosting a party or during the holiday season when lots of friends and neighbors would drop by. I didn't realize it, but I was already sowing the seeds for food addiction. We weren't allowed to touch the snacks until after the party or bridge game or whatever was over. The next day, if there were any half-full bags of chips, I would eat them all. I remember what my dad once said when I was munching on a bag of old Dutch Ripple chips from the party pack box. I was just mindlessly eating chips right out of the bag, unheard of back then, and watching TV alone. He said, "Don't camp on them." I knew what he meant, but I just couldn't stop until every last chip was gone. I didn't realize that I was setting up a food addiction pathway that would last for decades. I also didn't think that this behavior was any big deal. This was around the time when my weight started to creep up to the point where I started my first restrictive diet, and the yo-yo dieting begins. If this sounds like you, I've got a way to stop this processed food addiction. You can learn about how to enjoy your food without getting addicted from my book or by taking one of my courses, which you can find links to on my website. Stay tuned for the 11 criteria of processed food addiction videos, where I get to impart some wisdom, share some embarrassing personal facts about my journey, and hopefully convince you that giving up processed food is so worth it for your health and for your weight loss. Thanks for watching.